When Ron and I met, I was dating a very famous movie star. And I maybe have touched on this before on the podcast. And I am writing my book, so I'm deciding if I'm going to disclose who it is. He the person was definitely not faithful to me. We were seeing each other like off and on for probably like 6 months, maybe. Um, I met Ron. I talked about it on the last episode how I met him, but I did meet him when I was seeing someone else, and I did think he was very handsome, and he was obsessed with me from the minute he saw me, obviously. But I will say this: what happened was we had the best time together, went on the best date of it was just let's admit that it was the best date ever. We've all been put here for a reason, and we all deserve acceptance.
Judging Meghan with Meghan Judge.
I'm a trauma survivor from a really young age, and I have been diagnosed with complex PTSD in the past few years. I've been surrounded by death and abuse much of my life. I've been dragged through the mud and have been to the point of not wanting to go on anymore. Through my interviews with other survivors, I've learned that there is a way out. From recovering to surviving and thriving, we all have the strength to come out the other side.
You are listening to Judging Meghan.
Hi, everybody. You are listening to Judging Meghan with your host, Meghan Judge. Well, this is so far a great beginning to this episode. Today, ladies and gentlemen, you have my husband, Ron Melendez, also my Patreon co-host. If you are subscribing to Patreon, you can check out our love for each other and we're almost at year 22 relationship. And if you're watching this on YouTube, Ron is in the garage right now, where he does a lot of his work. So if you're looking at the back wall behind him, it is disgusting. And there's a rando painting and like smog on the wall. It's embarrassing.
This is it's my
I'm embarrassed
this is
for
my
you that you
COVID.
like hold meetings in that room. Like your clients must be like,
Well,
oh
I
my God.
don't anymore. I used to hold meetings in here when it was COVID,
Uh-huh.
but I haven't
It's
sat behind this desk in a year and a half now.
it's like the grossest thing I
Thank
have
God.
ever seen. You need to at
Yeah, it's
least
not bad. It's cozy down
okay.
here.
Well, there's like spiders down there. He just goes down there. I don't know what
There's
he
no
does.
spiders. I
There's
literally
gotta
sit here
be.
and I work.
It is so
No,
gross down
there's
there.
not.
It's like a hoarder's paradise. And I see
It is a hoarder's paradise.
You're drinking like a Pinot right now. Since it is
It's 5 o'clock somewhere,
Saturday.
babe.
No, it is 5 o'clock. It's past 5 o'clock on a Saturday, and I am drinking a hop water. Yes, I enjoy a nice hop water. So
Yeah.
welcome, Ronald. Nice to see you.
Thanks, Judging Meghan.
Wife. So let's start with. I have some topics that I thought that, and everyone, I kind of wanted hot topics. Da, 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 da. I thought that I would like kind of do this episode too because I've had so many heavy episodes lately, and
This is not going to be heavy. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it probably won't. I will ask of you too. Maybe after this episode, you won't leave me a nice review on Apple, but I'm always appreciative of the Apple reviews.
Maybe they can leave me a review.
Oh God, don't do that. Although I will say,
they could say, listen, that Ron, he really brought the show to life.
Excuse me, one of my Patreon subscribers literally was like, your husband is mean to you.
He's dragging you down.
Yeah,
He's
she was
dragging
like,
you down.
I am so sorry that your husband is so mean to you. And I was like, thank you. Now you actually know how I feel in my life. Okay, so I'm going to start with, it's Valentine's Day. And if you go
Is it?
to...
You got a heart. You've got a heart on.
But I have my heart sweatshirt on. But today is what? Today's February. Let me put my goggles on. It's
February 11th. February 11th.
Okay, so
11th.
Valentine's is in in 3
3
days.
days. 3
Um,
days is going to be the most romantic day of the year.
no, it's not. Valentine's Day for a couple that has been together even from the beginning. I mean, maybe in the very beginning, I don't even remember, but we have been together for in March.
We
Well,
went to at least one dinner at Il Cello for Valentine's Day, like in the very
oh,
first year.
that's where we got
And
married.
then and that was
It's a
that's
beautiful
the only
restaurant.
time that I caved in to the ridiculous price
Valentine's
gouging
Day.
that is Valentine. It just doesn't make any sense. Why? Well, what's so important about
Valentine's
that? We
Day is
can't go the day
absurd.
after, the day before, and have a really lovely dinner. Yeah, I don't. The whole
Well,
thing
let me
is,
let
it's a
me let
scam.
me interrupt you because my listeners don't know where
When
El
you
Cielo
love
is.
someone as much, just every day, like we love each other, who
Yeah,
needs
people
Valentine's Day?
are vomiting. Il Cielo is a beautiful restaurant in Beverly Hills, California, where Ronald and I got married many years ago. Well, we've been together for in March 22, right? Is that right?
Yes,
We
think so.
Okay, so 22 years we've been together. We've been married
Hmm.
for almost 14, I think. Yes.
No. Yes.
13? No, that's not right
14.
because Sophie's
14. Yeah,
just turned
you're right.
13.
Got it. Hey, okay. Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Okay, whoopsies. Okay, anyways, we've been
14
together for a
years,
very,
almost
very long
14.
time. Almost 14. We have been together for many years. And I will start this little question and answer with the following. Um, if you could look back in a crystal ball and see the joyous love and happiness that you would have today looking at your wife right now with no makeup on in her heart sweatshirt and probably dirty hair, um, what would you say to yourself? Go.
Run,
Run.
run,
See, now my listener that wrote in is going to say you're mean again.
run far, far, far away.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Um, if I could go back to the time when I caught you creeping around my bushes
Oh,
in West
God.
Hollywood, trying
That
to
sounds
like
really weird and gross.
peek into my windows.
Okay, there's a story behind this, everyone. Just FYI, I'm not a stalker.
I should have known then what I was getting myself into. I mean, it's my fault.
Okay, when Ron and I met, I was dating a very famous movie star. And I maybe have touched on this before on the podcast. And I am writing my book, so I'm deciding if I'm going to disclose who it is. He the person was definitely not faithful to me. We were seeing each other like off and on for probably like 6 months, maybe. Um, I met Ron. I talked about it on the last episode how I met him, but I did meet him when I was seeing someone else. And I did think he was very handsome and he was obsessed with me from the minute he saw me, obviously. But I will say this, what happened was we had the best time together, went on the best date of like it was just in me. Let's admit that it was the best date ever. We went to Universal Studios.
It was a good date. You even managed to pretend that you weren't terrified of riding a subway.
And P.S. I'm terrified of riding a subway, but I pretended like I wasn't because we all know that when you're first dating somebody, it's not the real you, it's the like representation of you. So I was terrified. I hate riding subways. I don't like being underground. I think about the when I was in New York and I would see like rats under the subway. I just can't. I can't do it. I'm claustrophobic, whatever. Anyways,
I love it.
so we went on
It's my
this
favorite
we
thing to
went on
do.
this yeah, P.S. for why do I keep saying P.S.? It's because I'm tired. We are complete opposites. Have if you have never heard us talk to each other, you're hearing it now. He loves Subway. There's so many things on the list that we are opposites. Um,
Hmm.
so we went on this date to Universal Studios to this Mexican restaurant, and we had so much fun. And it was just like I was like I really liked him, and and then I guess he called me the next day and I could be telling this story wrong because this was decades ago, but I somehow lost his phone number. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And remember, this is like prehistoric, before cell phones. So we had like pagers back then. Or did we have cell phones?
We had
We
cell
maybe had
phones,
like
but
block
they
cell
were
phones.
like flip phones basically.
Yeah, they were like embarrassing cell phones. And and he left me a message, probably on my answering machine, and I somehow lost his number. I don't know how. And then I couldn't call him back, but I knew where he lived, because I'm not going to lie, I may or may not have gone back to his home, and not on like this. I won't go
This
into
is not.
detail, but
You're gonna get an E for explicit if you keep going
I
down
know
this
I'm not
road.
trying, but I did know where he lived. Put it that way. And and we had gone out a couple times before this happened. So I'm going to just say that because I need to know, clarify. But I lost his phone number. So I knew he was leaving to go to Italy for a month. And so what I did was I was like, I either will never see this guy again, because I knew him. I know him to this day. And I could already tell he wasn't
Everyone
somebody.
knows that you know me to this day.
But
Like
no, I'm
they
saying
understand that
you never.
we're not estranged.
I know, just shush. So, but I knew you weren't going to call me if you left me a message and I never
I
called
would
you back,
literally
right?
have never called you again. Yeah.
And that's because, not because you didn't like me, it was because you probably, what?
I should have shut the curtains that day.
You should have you should have shut your Motorola flip phone and
Uh-huh.
never turned around again. Anyway, long story short, this is a really long story. I went to his house like a psycho, and like, not like,
And was peeking in all of my windows.
no, I was not. Ron, don't make me
And
sound
so
like a
what you were doing
lunatic.
is like maybe like
No, I
you
didn't. I
wanted to do
looked over the.
something and I couldn't do it and you were trying to see if I was like with somebody else and then you made up the story
Oh, maybe that's true, because I
that
was
you
scared
lost
that.
my number
No, I
just to
really
cover
did.
for it
I really did lose your phone number. So I knocked on
right.
the gate, because he had a gate in front of the house. That I was not. I was
to
not
keep
lurking in the
to
bushes.
keep people just like you out.
Okay, whatever. So, anyways, so
I should have
then
set the dog on you.
he probably, like, I remember he was probably like, "Oh my God, she's like a little bit cuckoo." But then we stayed together, and then yeah, and the rest is history. He drove me to the airport to see the person that. Remember when you
It's
drove me to the airport to see the person after you were in Italy for a month? Then
no,
we decided to
I do.
commit.
Yeah. I was like, you
Yeah.
go ahead. You knock yourself out.
And then I decided, because the night that he got back from Italy, we were apart for a month. He kissed somebody in Italy, cheater. But he did write me like cute note, like little cards in the mail. Like, what are those called?
Letters.
Postcards.
Like postcards.
Letters.
Yeah.
People
When you
wrote
people
those
used to
back then.
that was before people just emailed each other or had Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how long ago it was. It was like another lifetime,
Moons,
another
many
era.
moons ago.
Yeah.
And then, and then, and then we went to some Italian restaurant when you came back.
What?
Like, before,
I don't.
I'm
I don't.
skipping
I
over
don't.
this
I
story
don't know
because
what. I don't even know where you're at anymore.
you don't ever remember anything. So I could tell you anything and you wouldn't remember. And he said, "Let's be exclusive." And I said, "Okay." And that's why the next day I was supposed to go fly on an airplane, like, stop saying PS, but PPS, first class. It was pretty nice. And then that's how we've been together all these years. I ended it with the other person.
Right, because I
And
knew, like, yeah, you could be with this, or you could be
mhm.
with one of the most famous people in the world. And I
But
knew this was
I
better.
will say this. I will say this. Thank God, because even though you drive me loco, I'm very lucky. And thank God. We've had
It's
lots
true.
of ups
You
and
are.
downs.
You are very,
You're
very
very
lucky.
lucky too, you idiot. Okay. So that's
Wow.
like my little
Wow, wow, wow.
long-winded story about our love.
Okay.
22 years
What
in
was the
March.
topic? What was there a topic that you had? Remember you said you had topics. Was that one of the topics?
I do. That's one of the topics, Valentine's Day. And it was a
Oh,
long-winded
Valentine's Day. I
topic
forgot how we got
to
here.
get to
So
the
what
point
is
to get we don't ever do anything on Valentine's Day ever.
because it's
And
meaningless. We
I'm
live together. We're married.
I know, and it
I
is
don't need to
meaningless,
try
and
anymore.
I do think it's a dumb holiday like looking back, but I mean, yeah, I guess I don't really care about Valentine's Day. It's really more for our kids at this point. But yeah, I mean, that's all I'll say about Valentine's Day. It is
Okay,
stupid.
that was a great talk.
That was
That was
that's
we could have
way
wrapped
too
that up.
much.
Been done.
I will tell you this. I will like flowers if you can get me some flowers, that would be nice cuz I do
I'll pick
enjoy a
some from our
flower,
garden
perhaps
right
a
here.
diamond. Some diamonds and a card. I like a handwritten card about how much you love me. I always enjoy that on Valentine's Day. Also, we got engaged on Valentine's Day. Do you know that? So it can't be that
True
stupid.
story. That's a true story.
Okay. Okay. So, next topic. What is the deal with these flying objects being shot down? I know that's so weird, like to switch, but I can't stop thinking about it, and I'm
Right.
kind of
Hot
going a
topics of the
little.
day. Really, if Megan
Yeah,
loves CNN, and so the
I
only
do.
thing rattling around her mind is what's
I
on
don't
CNN.
just like CNN for my all like my listeners have all kinds of backgrounds. I don't like to get political. I like CNN. I like ABC. I like MSNBC. I like a lot of different networks.
So what you're getting at is what is it? It's a UFO. You want it to be a UFO.
No, I don't want it to be. I'm just terrified as to what these things
If it
are.
were a legitimate like alien spacecraft, you think that they would send it all
Hmm.
this way and then it wouldn't be able to like get away from a fighter jet?
I don't know. It's so weird that they shot down that big giant balloon that was 3 buses long, which was from
That's a
China.
big
They
balloon.
said it. And then they have now shot down today Canadian um what are the Canadian air people called? I went through this with my last guest Nathan, not understanding what that they're called
The Mounties, yeah. What are the
Mounties.
people that they're riding the horses? What are the
Yes.
Canadian air people called?
Yeah. Good
Canadian
question.
Air
Gonna have to.
Force? Air
Okay, well
Force?
I'm gonna look that up. Um
The Air
but now
Mounties?
this hat but no, let's be serious. So yesterday we shot one down.
Yeah.
Today they shot one down. What is happening?
Oh
And
wait, the
should we
Canadians
be
shot one down?
scared?
I didn't. I have.
Yes.
I've been working all day. I haven't been listening to the news. What
Yes.
happened?
Yes.
They're shooting more stuff out of
They
the sky?
the Canadians shot one down too. What is this? What's happening?
I don't know. One day
Well,
it'll all be revealed to us and we'll understand.
this is like riveting current events. Oh, my next topic is a good one. Girl Scouts.
Yep. The worst.
Okay. These freaking
The
cookies.
worst.
And not to
Yeah.
mention the fact that these people that are like in this Girl Scout like hemisphere of moms, it is like competitive, and I don't even want to tell you how many, you know, how many boxes we have to sell, but there
Too
are
many. If it
I
were
haven't even
two, it would
told
be
you
too
this.
many.
No, there's like spies in that, like from other troops that are driving by people's houses and saying their daughters aren't wearing sashes and like reporting them into the Girl Scout police. Like all these Karens like
Oh
calling
wow.
in all the time to report like these little girls. Isn't that
Why?
insane?
Why?
I don't know.
Where are
I
they
don't
not
know. It's
where are they
supposed to
not
be.
wearing sashes at the
There's
drives,
all
the
these
booths
rules
outside
about
the
where.
stores? They have
No,
to wear
there's all these
sashes if they're selling
rules.
cookies, right?
They have to be with a parent. They have to be like at a location that's approved. They can't be in like a public, you couldn't be like inside a Vons selling Girl Scout cookies and like soliciting strangers.
Right.
But like everybody's breaking the rules. And if you live where we live, there's something called the Strand, which is by the beach. And it's like this long path, like bike path and walk path. And
Uh-huh.
I guess the day before the Girl Scouts were like, and in air quotes, allowed to start
Yeah,
selling,
they
there
were
were
ahead of the game. It was
kids.
outside of the window.
Yeah, there were kids out there selling, and like the
Yeah.
Karen Girl Scout police were like calling and reporting these little girls. I'm like, what? What is wrong with people? Like, seriously. Also, why do I have to sell so many cookies?
It's a
Also,
lot of cookies. You know
also,
that there are people who sell a lot of cookies. Like they really
I
go
know,
for
but
it.
we're bad. We're like the worst Girl Scout family ever. Also, why,
We
like,
just
some
buy
of the
all the cookies
flavors,
basically.
we buy all the cookies and, like, basically, like, let your office and office mates eat them and
My
our
my
kids.
my office is our largest customer. They really
You're
listen. I
like
sold
a
a lot
giant
of
girl.
cookies. Sold a lot of cookies this week. I mean, Ella
Okay, where's
sold a
the money?
lot of cookies this week.
Yeah,
It's in
where's
my
the
pocket.
money? I mean, okay, I
Is
would
you wait?
like it.
Do you
Um,
want the money? I mean,
show me the money because I don't have to like pay them all back. Anyways,
right? We'll have
it's
to pay
it's
them
like
back,
a
but
nightmare.
it's a lot.
Eventually,
I will say
it's like the
this. This is
mob.
a great topic
Okay,
because
go ahead.
um, the cookies is a lot. The Girl Scouts, it's got a lot of stuff going on. It's 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 a lot of responsibility for the
I
parents.
love the
It's great for the
concept behind
girls,
it.
but the parents have
Yeah,
too much responsibility.
I
It's a big
really
pass for
enjoy
me.
the concept behind it. Yeah, I think that we are now in the clear for having a Girl Scout ever again. We're done with kids. I've politely explained to Ella that this is probably her last year in her sash, which, by the way, I know my listeners will probably not be surprised to hear this, but when I go to the
It's
meetings,
so
my
pathetic.
poor kid
It's so sad. It's
has
so
like
sad.
her sash has like the numbers on it, and like three of the numbers are missing. She has like two patches. Like all the other kids have
How are you
like
supposed to put the
full.
patches on? Are they iron on?
I don't
Because we
know.
have a bag full of patches that have never been put
There
on
is an
the.
iron on, but I was too dumb to do it. I'm not crafty, which I've announced many times. My friend Kendra is the like literally the craftiest person I've ever met in my life. And I think she feels sorry for me. So one time I went to her house and she ironed the patches on for me. But those are the only patches that have stayed on, and the troop number has fallen off, and there's like glue stains because I tried to glue it. It's just embarrassing. And
Oh
poor
my
Ella
God,
just
that
goes
is
to these
embarrassing.
meetings. She never has her sash because we're just too embarrassed to put it on her. And all the other kids have like 75 patches that are like Girl Scout, like campfire girl,
Yeah,
Girl Scout
we're
Wonder
just
Girl, and poor
we're
Ella has
barely
like
hanging on. We're barely hanging on.
we're bare
Like we're just
we're barely hanging on in general, right? We're
sorry,
not
sorry everybody
we're
who's
not
really
great.
bringing it home. We're just trying to get through the day over here at the Melendez household.
We're like the worst parents ever, right? Don't you
We
think?
probably
Like
are
if
bad,
you had to
very,
like
very bad parents. Yes, I would. Yep. We do pale in comparison to most parents.
but like we're the parents
What are
too
you
that
gonna do?
like don't look at assignments. Like when they're like, "Oh, this assignment is due," and like all these moms are in like the portal of like I don't even know what it is,
Yeah.
school, and they're like, "Do you know that
I just
Sandy
hope
has
they're passing.
bloody blood due?" And like we just like don't do it. We just think our kids are smart enough to know. It's really bad. It's
And they are
bad.
usually, thank God, because we're just trying to make it through the day, and you
Mm-hmm.
see the light just in front of your nose, and you keep going. I don't know,
Yeah.
like I feel like there are these super parents everywhere, right? It's not just here, but it's helpful in the place where we live because it's very affluent, and um,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the moms they they don't have to work, so they have time to do all this. And
So are
God
you
bless, I
putting
think
it
it's
down?
amazing.
Because I do.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
listen, I
Yeah.
think that,
Yeah. That was a
um,
dig, everyone.
it
Um,
was not a dig, but if you would like to reflect,
I'm never going to be that mom. I'm never going to
You would
be
like
that
to
mom
reflect and think,
ever.
Maybe when the kids are at school and Ron's at work, I could iron on a patch.
I'm going to do some crafts. No, that's
You can
not who I
iron on
am.
a
You married
patch.
the wrong girl. I don't understand how to iron. I've ironed like 2 times in my life. And honestly, none of this is my fault. Looking back on this, my mom, I, this, my mom sent me away to boarding school. Yes, I did my laundry in like a coin machine from like probably 15. But like, I'm not crafty. I'm not like a good homemaker. I don't know how to cook. I kind of know how to clean. I'm just awful. Like if we were in the 1960s, like nobody would have married me. I would have been by myself,
Well, you
right?
would have had to go to a home economics class where you learned how to do all of these things.
I know. I'm sorry.
I
You
mean,
really
maybe
kind
we
of
could
thought
sign you up for one now,
no, because in my defense, I'm an Uber driver. I drive my kids everywhere all day long. Like once they
but
get out of
not
school.
between eight,
That's
not
all I
between
do.
8 and 3, not between 8 and 3.
Yeah, but I'm doing things between 8 and 3. I am actually a podcaster. I'm writing a book. I
I
just finished
understand.
my
Yep,
chapter.
yep,
I'm doing
yep.
very important things during the day. I'm also walking RBG and Rosie on an hour plus long walk and listening to
Uh-huh.
Jeff Lewis live for
Okay.
a solid
So hold
over
on.
hour.
We've just accounted for roughly
Uh-huh.
2 hours of your week. Wait, no, hold. Let's say you walk them
No,
every
I
day.
walk
Let's
my
say you
dogs
do.
every day.
So that's
Yeah.
five. So 6 hours. We've accounted for 6 hours of your week. In each and one of
Yeah.
those days, there's 8 hours of free time between drop off and pickup.
I know, but I'm
And
actually
let's be
doing my
real,
writing.
I'm dropping off most days.
No, maybe some days, but I'm doing stuff. I find myself so
I
busy
I know you're doing
all
stuff.
the time.
So Sophie has started. She's asked how to be more organized, and so I said, well, you could time block your day. So
Hmm.
what we should do is we should sit down and time
Oh
block
God,
your day, right? So
I don't want to
from
do that. I've lived
8:30
on this
then to
planet for.
10, you
Mhm.
is free time. It's Meghan time. You can watch your news. You can drink your coffee. You can walk the dogs.
I
10 to
don't watch the
10:30.
news from 8 to 10. I watch the news.
No, I
Let me tell
said
my listeners
it's
this.
your time for walking the
Uh huh.
dogs and watching some news and drinking some coffee.
Okay, but not from 8 to 10. My time is from 8 to 9. Let me just tell you, from 8 to 9, I enjoy my
And
coffee.
then what,
I
9 to
enjoy
10 when
sitting
you're
there.
walking the dogs is dog time? It's the dog's time? That's
That's
not your
dog
time as
time
well?
and Jeff dog time because our dogs need exercise. So I'm technically a dog walker, not paid for it.
Hmm.
And I'm listening to Jeff Lewis live. Then from 10
So
to 11,
that's
I no,
Jeff
let me
Lewis's
finish
time.
my day. That's Jeff
Yep.
Lewis, my idol's
Are
time,
you
my
sure you
obsession.
want to do this while you're recording?
Do what?
Are you positive? Think about this very carefully. You want to go through your whole
Yes.
day.
No, I'm not going to go through my whole day,
Maybe
but I'm
we
telling you, I'm
maybe
doing
when you
second
post
episode.
this to Instagram, this episode,
Uh,
you can say, "Hey guys, now that you've listen to the episode so you can see what I do with my time
hmm
and maybe make some suggestions on how I can be more productive throughout the day." I
Okay,
think
we're going to change
that's a
the
good post
subject
for you.
because now this is
Oh,
going to
you don't
turn
want to
into
list
me.
the rest of your
No,
day?
because I'm annoyed by you. So the
All right.
rest of the episode will be us fighting. Okay, next topic. Are you ready?
Yeah, yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio and his
Okay. Wow.
19-year-old girlfriend. That
Too
is
young.
disgusting, right? That's only
It's
like
a child.
Sophie's 13.
She's a child.
Like, can't he just date
She's a
a
child.
little bit? It's gross. She's gorge, but it's gross. Like, it's time
Couldn't
for
be
him to
less
grow
interesting.
up.
No offense to the young ladies out there. I mean, they're going through their things and they're learning how to be people, but they're children.
Okay, thank God you
Pass.
answered this way because I did not
No, come on.
spring this on
Listen.
you before and I was like ready to vomit if you were like she's hot and whatever. It's gross.
I
It's
haven't even
gross.
seen
He
her
needs
because
to
I don't
grow
pay
up.
any attention. Should I Google her right now while we're online?
Yeah, you should.
Here we go.
Yes. Yeah, Google her right now.
Leonardo this is the first time this has ever happened on
Because you
Judging Meghan podcast. Girlfriend.
no,
There it
I
is.
Google stuff sometimes.
Images. Well,
No, it's not going to come
oh,
up.
wait,
She's
which
very
one is it?
pretty.
Young girlfriends. This is
She's
young
a
girlfriends. No.
Israeli young girlfriend, 19 years old. Just Google like
Okay.
recent
No,
events.
this is
That's what you do.
23. So this has got to be it. Oh, this is going to be a video. I don't want to watch a
No,
video.
she's 19. You don't know how to
His
Google. You
19-year-old
Google.
female friend who's technically still a teen. Well, not technically. She's literally still a teenager.
She is a teenager.
This poorly
Yeah,
written article.
that's how they clickbait you. That's what it's called, by the way, clickbait.
Is
In case anyone's
it?
wondering. Oh, okay. So while you're looking that up,
I don't know which one
let's
it
talk
is.
about.
Yeah.
She's brunette with cute. She's very cute. She has freckles. They're all cute. They're all like Victoria's Secret models. He won't go for anybody over the age
I
of
mean,
25.
it doesn't sound like an interesting conversation. I'll say that. Right?
Yeah, what do you have in common?
That's why
Nothing.
I'll say this. Why don't we say this? Like the reason there's so many of them and there's a parade of them is because it's not interesting. They're just with him because he's famous and
Yeah.
talented and
Hello.
rich and handsome.
Yeah.
God damn
Yeah.
it. But yeah,
Could have been you.
he's with them because they're attractive and disposable. And it's just not interesting. They have no life experience. They have nothing to bring to the table.
No. I'm so glad that you like me and like older ladies. Good answer. Good answer. I'm proud of you for that one. Um
Well, there's a happy medium.
oh, you're an idiot. Okay, next topic is, I know you didn't watch this, but I did, and it was really 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 good. And I don't even know why
What
I'm
is it?
bringing this up, but it's a current
This
event.
is, are
The
you on
Pamela
your zombie show?
Anderson.
No.
No, that's The Last of Us. That's my next topic. Don't skip ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. The Pamela Anderson Netflix documentary is so good. You need to watch it. I know that Ron hasn't, I don't think, but like when you watch it, you realize this she was really treated badly. Like I'm just telling my
By
listeners,
whom?
go watch it.
By whom?
It's very very good. Very very good.
Who treated her badly? Who was she treated badly
The
by?
world treated her badly. That tape, the sex tape was stolen out of their house, and the rumor was like they sold it and blah blah blah. You watch the documentary and you have a whole new perspective, and you also realize how she was treated. I mean, for taking her clothes off, that's her personal decision, but just like watching back like all these videos, it was so disturbing. So I recommend it very highly. So that's my little pick of the week. Next topic, The Last of Us, which also Ron does not watch. Best show ever. Best show ever. Okay, now it's your turn. I'm done with all my hot topics. Did I do that in
Well,
a
let me
timely
say
manner?
this. Let's pivot on the Pedro Pascal to the Mandalorian, which
I don't know what that is.
my hot take on the Mandalorian um, is I hate it.
What is that?
I
What
hate
is
it
a
so much.
Mandalorian?
It's
Is that a car
do you remember?
from Back to the Future? What is that? It's the car from
Yeah.
Back to the
Yeah.
Future.
Yep. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a Transformer DeLorean. It's a Mandalorian. Oh wow. So the Mandalorian is a bounty hunter in the Star Wars universe, and they made a show
Oh
about
God.
one, which is
Mm-hmm.
terrible. It's one of the biggest shows of the last couple of years, and it's terrible. How are all of these people watching this show? It is unwatchable. And now our daughter is obsessed with it, so I am forced to watch it, and it's horrible.
I have
No
no
offense,
interest in
John Favreau,
anything.
but I love
No
your work,
offense in
buddy.
anything
This show sucks.
Star Wars related.
It's poorly written. It's poorly acted. It's
Well,
poorly cast. Man, I'm never going to work in show business again after they get a load of
yeah. For
this
those that
episode.
didn't listen to our last or don't listen to Patreon, Ron was an actor for
I'm
his whole
officially going to
life.
be excommunicated for saying the Mandalorian is bad, but it's bad. It's not good TV.
It
It's
sounds like a
terrible.
car. That's all I know. And I don't watch anything Star
Um,
Wars related.
yeah. So, all right, it's my turn for hot
Yeah,
topics.
yeah. Bring it. So far, I
Let's
don't
see.
understand what the first topic was, but go on. Let's
The
hear it.
Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm. Which is the car from
It's a
Back to the
car. It's
Future.
a car that travels in time and turns into
Yeah.
a man.
Okay.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. That's not a
That's a
bad pitch.
great idea for a script.
Could be the sequel to to Back to the Future 3.
Uh huh.
Um, just how great Turkey. How grateful should we be that we're even just here living our lives, no matter how hard it is? Listen, people have hard things in their lives, right? Everybody is struggling. That's what your whole show's about. You're struggling. Clearly, they're going to learn from this episode that you're struggling because you have a terrible husband.
Yeah.
Um,
Totes.
uh, but like you don't know when your finger could be snapped and then that's it,
Well,
right? And I
okay.
wouldn't say that
Yeah.
we're going through the best times of our lives right now. Like we have things going on that are difficult, uh, but we could be dead. So there you go.
Um. Well, what I'll say to that is, it is so sad and so upsetting to watch on the coverage of it, and I try to take it in doses. But I also we live in California, so I'm constantly worried about an earthquake. And it is so true. Like, you cannot take life for granted. Like, hard times are going to happen. I say it all the time. Um, but it's like, be appreciative. I was shopping with my kids today, and our 9 year old, I forget I'm talking to my husband, had a fit because she wanted me to go into Build-A-Bear, which she doesn't even care about. Anytime she gets one of these toys, she gets them and then it just sits, and then I give it away or it goes to Goodwill. And she
No,
had a
it goes
fit.
into this garage that I'm sitting in.
Yeah, there's like a whole Build-A-Bear encampment in our garage. And
If anybody needs
Build-A-Bears,
barely used stuffed animals, we've got them all.
yeah, because you can't donate them, which is another hot topic for a
Yeah,
different time.
it's a scam.
Um,
That's another scam.
it's weird. Okay, but she had this fit over, and I just sat there and I was like, "You are so lucky." Like, like I would have killed for your life when I was a kid. Not like mine was. I mean, I was
Sure.
fortunate, but
So
God, our kids are
let's go to
spoiled.
parenting hot topic. Do you do you think that maybe by saying yes to their every whim and demand for the last 9 to 13 years, you created this, need to just have whatever they see in any store that they go in? Because whenever they go with me
But
anywhere,
then why? Okay,
they'll
so
do the
it
same
is my
thing. They'll say,
fault.
"Hey
It is my
dad,
fault.
can I get a Build-A-Bear?" And the answer will just be no. Can I get this? No, no, no. You cannot have that. You do not need that. You're not going to get that. And then when they go with you, like I see bags and boxes and things hidden in corners and under
Oh, I know
countertops
it's
to
so bad.
hide what has been purchased
Well,
while I've been out slaving away so that you can go out and buy things with our kids. So do you think
um,
that maybe you shouldn't have bought them everything that they ever asked for,
you're
and
not
now
letting
then
me
this
answer
wouldn't
the
be happening?
question. Be quiet.
Because it doesn't happen with me,
I
because she knows, even when
I
she's asking,
looking
she knows what the
okay,
answer
I
is.
can't answer. Wow, you're a great interviewer. I cannot go backwards in time, but I do wish
You can't go back and look in your crystal
no,
ball.
but I do It's a weird thing for me. I just want my kids to be happy. I know I'm not crafty. I know that I'm
Let's break it
the
down.
worst Girl Scout
Let's break
parent
it down.
ever.
There's a very specific reason that is a very on brand
Okay, I
for
think
your
that
show. What is the reason that you felt like you had
because
to
I
buy
just
them
wanted
whatever
them
they
to be
wanted?
happy. Because I think that I was,
Right, but they're going to be happy no matter what. So
I don't
but
know.
why was the
I don't know.
shopping
I can't answer that.
something that they need
That's
that
deep.
you thought would make them
That's
happy?
deep into the cycle of therapy that I need to finish out. Um, they, yeah, I've kind of created a monster.
I thought that was the
No,
whole
we're not
point of
in a
this show.
therapy session. This is you and I talking.
No, not a therapy session, but
Yeah.
to talk about these things and to actually be real
Well,
about
this
what
is
the
it.
answer was.
I'm not ready to. I'm
You're
not
not ready
ready.
to do that right now. You're not ready for the
No, I
left
mean I
turn.
can tell you if I can
Great.
tell you like I know
Okay.
that I try to make them. I just want them to be happy, and that's what it comes from. But I think I made like looking back, I made some mistakes.
Do you feel like maybe
Yes. Oh
you
wow,
equate
that's so deep
happiness
of you,
with getting
and I know
things?
that you were connecting that.
And then now you equate getting them things with
Yeah, this is a
happiness
deep
and love.
episode. Yeah, probably. I've always I've always like filled my like sadness with I love to shop and I love things and I love it's like, you know, it's just like my way of like dealing with things. And I think that I just want my girls to like never feel like they're not loved. And so I maybe overcompensate in areas where I shouldn't. Um, but yeah, this is like probably a whole separate episode that would take a serious turn. But we
Okay,
do the
next
best we
topic.
can, don't
This
we?
is 40.
The movie, oh my god,
We were just watching it the other night.
we're not done
Yeah.
with it. We're not done with it. We only watched like 3. We have to finish it tonight. Why? While you after we're done with this, let's talk about our hot Saturday night. Ron's going to Trader Joe's. He's going to get me some crackers. He's going to get some dinner. And then we're going to finish This Is 40. It's the funniest. There's a couple movies.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Bridesmaids. I know every line. I've seen the
Mhm.
movie 555 times. This Is 40, my second favorite. I mean, they're just so freaking funny. What did you want to say about This Is 40? The fact that you are the male character in the movie? Yes, you are.
In what way am I the male character? I'm
You
older.
are
This is
exactly.
50 is going to have to come
I
out
know
for me to be the male
we're gonna
character.
have to like do the like you know the older version of This Is 40 now because we're so old. Oh, Ella just popped in.
It's going to be.
Yes.
We should start working on This Is 60 right now.
Oh, Ella's now just popped by. Yeah, literally, we'll be doing it. We'll be like
This
This Is
is a
70.
good sign. Good sign. It's time to wrap this
Yeah.
up.
Oh,
This
there's
has been the
Ella.
last episode of Judging Megan.
Last episode of all time. But seriously, This Is 40 is just so freaking funny. I love that movie. Every line. Melissa McCarthy in the movie, just so funny. Also, our kids are the same age, like difference.
Melissa McCarthy's in This Is 40?
You haven't gotten to that part yet. She's so funny in it.
Oh, okay. Great.
Next, is that all
Got it.
your topics?
That's all I've got.
If you do want more of our magical romance and relationship and hot topics,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
actually have
Yeah.
a Patreon, or I have a Patreon, and Ron is on the Patreon with me, and we talk about all things love and marriage.
I'm a recurring guest star.
Yeah, you're a recurring guest star. Going into year 22, and to end this, what's your best advice for besides don't do it? What's your best advice to stay married? And it doesn't have to be me. Just your best advice, just like in marriage for somebody that's getting married.
I'd happily give you some
I don't
advice.
want your dumb advice. I'm saying this for my listeners.
um, if you just want to be a good wife, you should give your husband more massages.
Okay.
You
This is
should
getting weird again.
just never yell.
Don't wear sweatsuits.
Just do whatever they ask you to do.
Wear Spanx all the time.
Don't wear baggy sweatsuits. I mean, try a little bit.
Wow, I was so happy.
Nothing but patience. That's all you
Maybe
can do.
put a little
Patience.
blush on and some lip.
Patience.
Okay.
Everything will pass.
Okay. In closing, thank you everyone for listening to this. It was fun. I love you, sweetie pie. I love you, my love, the love of my life. Happy Valentine's Day. Be happy by making others happy, everyone. Bye.
Judging Meghan with Meghan Judge.